Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. Today we'll be doing the detailed review of the Lava Agni 3. So Lava Agni 3 is the latest device from Lava. The Agni series has been really flagship for the company, and this is the third iteration, the Agni 3. And this device packs a lot of hardware, including a dual display. There is a display at the back panel. You can see that the display works really well, and you can use this for camera. So there are a lot of functionalities, and then you get a dedicated action button, and then the Dimensity 7300X chip, then a curved AMOLED display. So there are plenty of features on offer on this device, and this price below the 25,000 price segment in India. And let's see how good the experience is on this device. So let's begin. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit the red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. First, have a look at the design and build quality. Now the design definitely looks good. It's having a curved edges on both the sides. You can see here front and back panel, you can see that there's a curved finishing and looks really good. But then the weight is slightly on the high side, around 212 grams or so. It is not the lightest device out there, because this segment you generally see around 180-190 grams. So this is around some 20 grams heavier than the regular phones, because you can see that the rear display is actually feels heavy, because if you hold the device you can actually feel the display or rather rear panel display being a bit more heavier. So that's one thing. So it might not be the lightest device out there, and thickness is around 8.3 mm, which is not bad. I would say it's not the smallest or slimmest device out there, because you can see devices with around 7.5-7.8 mm in thickness. So that's the design. So overall, I would say this device has a quite good design. You can see that the camera unit and the display has been integrated pretty neatly, and this material finishing also looks great. Now in-hand experience is quite okay. As I said before, there is a bit of heaviness to the device, but overall I would say it feels very good in hands and does give a premium feel altogether. That's one good thing. The build quality is definitely solid and feels very premium. That's the good thing about the device. So design looks quite okay. The build quality is definitely good. Next, let's move on to the display. Now you get a 6.78 inches full HD or rather 1.5K AMOLED display with 120 Hz refresh rate. Now display, one thing what you notice is that this price segment you seldom see 1.5K displays. So the pixel density is really good, and as a result movie watching is something which is really good. When we did the speed test and comparison, a lot of you have been asking us why the Lava display is a lot crispier, because it's a 1.5K display, and the touch response feels very smooth. Actually it's very good in terms of touch response, and overall quality of the display looks good. It's a curved AMOLED 120 Hz refresh rate, and overall quality is definitely good, because it's 1.5K display. The richer tones definitely gives a great feeling when watching movies. So that's the display quality, and the colors are really rich. You can actually tune the colors on the display using the display settings, so that option is also there. So you can go with the vivid mode or the regular mode. So overall I would say the display is top quality at this price segment. Let's now move on to the software experience. Now Lava is one of those brands which still advertises on this clean and stock Android experience, and the Lava Agni 3 is no different. It is having pure stock Android experience without any sort of bloatware included. Not even a single bloatware is included. That effort I would definitely appreciate Lava for providing such a beautiful clean interface, because at this price segment a lot of devices have these units with a lot of bloatwares pre-installed. Whether it is custom UIs, there are a lot of bloatwares available, but then with Lava Agni 3 it's very clean and stock Android experience. Now if you go to the UI experience, you can see here there are no pre-installed apps, and then the settings panel also looks good. You can see a Lava Agni 3. The UI experience is has a lot of features actually. If you look at the UI experience, you can see there are plenty of customization options, and you can customize with the special functions. There are a lot of special functions like flip to silent, smart answer, anti-fake touch, sensor calibration, app clone is a sidebar, and then you can also see there is an option to customize the action button. Then there is mini screen settings. The rear display you can customize a lot of things, and then there is also the action key. The action key is basically a key above the power button, and this key can be used to customize like single click, double click, triple click. So you can have multiple options. So for a single click, if I want to take screenshot, double click if I want to open an app, you can do that. So triple click, you can do something else. So that way the customizations are good on this button. So action button is definitely useful thing which we have seen on this device. So that's definitely one of the good things about the Lava Agni 3. Now software experience, as I said before, a bit more fine tuning is required because it's not very consistent across. The UI functionality is not very consistent. Some UIs have a slightly different experience while some UIs are more like stock experience. I feel personally Lava should be improving the UI experience a bit more, especially the consistency across different elements needs a bit more refinement. But having said that, the UI experience is good. There is absolutely no lags or hiccups and it responds very well. And also the RAM management, I would say it's kind of average at least. So that is one area where Lava could fix things. The UI consistency needs a bit more fine tuning. But otherwise, I would say stock Android is definitely a welcome move. And the Lava is providing 3 Android updates and 4 security patches. So it means this coming running Android 15 out of the box. So you get 16 or rather Android 14 out of the box. You get 15, 16 and 17. So that's another good thing which Lava has done. So software experience is good, but it definitely needs a bit more fine tuning. Now let's talk about the rear display. Now the rear display has a lot of functionalities. Actually, you can double tap the display to wake it up, and then you can see that it shows the clock and other options. You can also show the charging animations. You get notifications as well. If you swipe, you can access the camera. Then the music player is there, steps taken, recorder, stopwatch, alarms, timer. A lot of functionalities are there, and you can just swipe to go back, and then you can also access notifications. In fact, you can also see the widgets are available here, and then you can use the rear display to take selfies using the rear camera. So 50 megapixel rear camera can be used to take selfies, which is something which is pretty good. So in that way the rear display definitely works well, and there are a lot of functionalities added. It's not just that rear display included, there are a lot of functionalities included as well. Now next, let's move on to the performance. Now this is powered by the Dimensity 7300X chip. So you might ask, what is the difference between the Dimensity 7300 and the X? There is absolutely no difference except that the Dimensity 7300X supports dual displays. Otherwise it's exactly the same. Now in terms of benchmark score, you can get almost close to 6.5 to 7 lakh of benchmark score, which is decent, I would say, for this price segment. The Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 is the other one in this price segment. So the performance is quite similar, and this one of those devices offering LPDDR, 5 RAM and UFS 3.1 at this price segment. Remember, a lot of devices are offering 2.2, so that way this is definitely good. And then you can also see the benchmark scores looks very good. So in terms of performance, this is definitely a good device, I would say. Hardly any hiccups because it's stock Android, it's not a bloated UI, so the performance is definitely good, and in the day-to-day experience it performs really well. Now the fingerprint scanner is in-display fingerprint scanner, and it works very well, and there is dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. Once again, the speaker quality is quite good, I would say. It's adequately loud enough for multimedia experience. Now there is dual SIM card, 5G support is included, and you get really good signal strength. We didn't have any issues. We tried with a Jio and Airtel, both 5G networks were very good on this device. So again, call quality was good, absolutely no hiccups or issues faced in that aspect. Next, let's move on to the cameras. Now that's one thing a lot of you have been asking us, because we have done the camera review. It's a 50 megapixel primary sensor, then 8 megapixel telephoto capable of 3x zoom, that's an optical zoom, and then 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 16 megapixel selfie camera. Now cameras can record 4K 30 FPS using the rear camera. The daylight captures were pretty good, I would say. The colors are quite okay, but the HDR performance needs a bit more fine tuning. When you turn on the HDR mode, the colors and the color size definitely goes for a toss. So we feel there is a bit more fine tuning required for the daylight captures, but it definitely won't disappoint users because it's quite good, I would say. But then for this price segment, you can see better cameras, and this is not the best out there, I would say, but it won't disappoint users. Even the telephoto lens came out quite good. The ultra wide angle camera is decent, I would say, again 8 megapixel. Then portraits, I would say, again a bit more refinement is required. It may not be the best out there in terms of portraits, and then low light experience is also quite good. But there is a big issue in this camera, the focus hunting issue, and it cannot go close to objects to focus, and even low light experience, it struggles with focusing. So that's one area where Lava could fix things with updates. The camera updates needs a bit or camera needs a bit more fine tuning, especially in terms of focusing and also color science. Now the selfie camera also turned out to be quite decent. Again, skin tones are not that impressive. Now 4K 30 fps video recording is again not that great. It is not having stabilization, even though OIS plus EIS is mentioned. The stabilization was not that impressive. So as a whole, the cameras are kind of average, I would say. It definitely needs a bit more refinement, but the hardware is definitely good, and that's definitely good for the price segment. So with updates, this camera could be made better, and we feel Lava would be working on that. Now battery life. 5000 milliamp hour battery, 67 watt charging, which is decent, I would say, and 67 watt charging takes around 50 minutes or so to charge the battery. We have done the charging test. You can check out the charging test, and the battery life is quite okay, I would say. In this price segment, a lot of devices are now coming with 5500 milliamp hour battery, especially the Vivo T3 Pro and also the OnePlus Nord CE4. But compared to that, the battery life is definitely lower, but you can easily go through a day without much usage, issues. And the battery life, I would say, we didn't face any major issues about battery drains. So that was the battery experience. So summing up, how good is the Lava Agni 3? Now, so Lava Agni 3 is definitely a good device below the 25,000 price segment. We have to appreciate Lava in bringing a device which is loaded with features, especially the rear display, action button. Then you do get a really good build quality, great display experience, 1.5K display, a proper telephoto lens, decent charging speeds as well, and 3 years of Android updates, which is pretty good. So these are things which are good on this device, but things that are not so good, the software is a bit more inconsistent. I wouldn't say there is any lag or issues, but the consistency is not that good. So that's one area where Lava needs to improve, a bit more consistent UI experience. And then the cameras are not that great. Once again, the camera needs a big update to make things perfect, especially the optical image stabilization, focus hunting issue, and the color science is not that great. So those are the pros and cons of the Lava Agni 3. So as a whole, we would say Lava Agni 3 is not a bad device as such. It's quite a good package, I would say. With updates and refinement, this could be one of the good devices in this price segment. So that was my experience. What do you guys think about the Lava Agni 3? Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.